So this is a patient of mine who came to see me, and she'd had previous facelift surgery elsewhere in the UK, and she was really unhappy because it hadn't given her the result that she wanted. Now, she was only like 2-3 years after having her previous surgery. However, what she found was it hadn't really rejuvenated appearance. Her face still looked square-like, where she used to have a more V-shaped jawline. In addition, fundamentally, one of the things that she'd always really liked was she had a natural asymmetrical dimple on one side, and the previous surgery had really taken that dimple away. And so understandably, she was quite unhappy because these were things that she had discussed with her surgeon and had failed to deliver on the promises made. Now, the key to this is not only having a natural result, is that we also avoid any of the visible scars that can be associated with surgery. And this lady also had this scar, this white scar, like that's 2 centimeters or more in width and much lower than the natural hairline. Now, my experience as Dr. Julian De Silva has been over 20 years of facial cosmetic and plastic surgery, focusing every day on natural results that restore natural anatomy so that people look like the best version of themselves. And that is what the great majority of patients come to see me about, natural looking results. So how do we do that? How do we ensure that things look natural? Well, the key is we lift upwards, because gravity causes the volume of the face to come down, resulting in deeper lines, folds around the face, shadows and jowls around the lower jawline, and changes in the neck. So key is lifting things upwards. And by doing that, we restore the natural anatomy so you look like yourself, the best version of yourself. So I call this my vertical deep plane facelift, which is a signature technique that I've devised over 10 years of my experience, which installs lifting things back to where they used to be. And this generally means you look the best version of yourself. And actually, most people will not tend to notice that you've had surgery, and the best compliment that someone will pay is that you just look refreshed. Now, what about these scars? Well, as we saw, these scars are very low and below the hairline. And in this red, well, these images are taken from pictures in my book. And really the red line is scars that we want to avoid. And unfortunately, this lady had these lines in that the scar is too far below her natural hairline. It's not further enough behind her ear. It's too low, so it's more visible around the ear. And also in front of the ear, it's also visible because it's too far away from these kind of natural curves, resulting in a more visible scar. And unfortunately, this lady could not wear her hair up because of this. Now, the key to a natural scar that is discreet and difficult to see is that we make a beveled scar. So that means that the scar within the hair, well, the natural hairs will grow through the scar as the scar matures, making the scar more and more difficult to see with time. Now, if the scar is made just in front of the hair, well, that's not going to be effective, because it has to be just within the hair and it has to be tailored in a way that it's mindful of being a beveled incision. So this is a patient of mine who I did surgery for, and this is the scar which I think suits this lady who has marked loose skin in the neck area. And so we can see that before the surgery, she's got multiple lines in front of the ear from loose skin. And afterwards, well, we can see a fine line, and we can't see the scar in this area. It's hidden, and it's hidden under the natural hair. And by making the scar in this way, this was only taken about 6-7 weeks after surgery. Already the scar is discreet and it's difficult to see. Now, the other element of scars is genetics, but taking the time to make the scar beveled within the hairline, in the natural curves and arcs of the natural creases around the ear, and being meticulous, using fine stitches that are removed after 1 week. All of these measures are key in making a virtually invisible scar. Now, do you want to turn back the clock with confidence? Well, follow my page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and learn more about how to rejuvenate your appearance with a natural looking result. I do hope this information has been useful for you. If you have any questions or you'd like to ask me something on my YouTube channel, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll be delighted to hear from you. Thank you for watching.